Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Welcome back to the class number 25. So, what a century which you have. So, today's class we are working on Tankable, coming back to our Tankable after our health app. A very long time. So, what are we learning in our Tankable today? So, before saying that, let me say you again what is the use of Tankable. So, Tankable, you can publish your own apps or games which you have created in that. So it's very easy to get the link from that and publish it to your Play Store. Do you think today, after completing this, the module that is with respect to the Tankable project which we are doing now. So once I complete that, I will show you how you can publish it even in your Play Store. So further on, when you complete your application with a very interesting application which you think, yes, this can go to the Play Store. So if you think, you can always put it up to your Play Store. Okay. But it depends how are you putting and is it useful for others, and it may cost you some money also. Okay. So you'll have to be prepared for that. So now coming back to the class. So in our timetable, we'll be doing an application with gravity. So gravity is very important. Even if you have a mobile or anything, or even what I'm sitting, everything is due to gravity. So recently we had seen Chandrayaan 3, which has been successfully landed, and the rover has also done a great job over there. So the main thing which is needed is our gravity to be placed onto the surface. Where you have a surface, you need a gravity to be placed on. Otherwise, it is very tough. Okay. So now we will see which planet is having what kind of gravity on that place, irrespective of the mass. Okay. Mass is not calculated because calculating mass can then showing it will be a very tough job. So a small thing what we'll see is with the planets, with all the 8 planets, what is the gravity and how we can make an object to fall down. Okay. Very interesting class. Let's go inside it and see how it can be done. So this is the tankable screen. One second. I guess there is some glitches. Let me reshare it again. So this is the tankable screen. I have made it smaller. Let me increase the size for you. So always we had seen tankable in 2 parts, that is blocks and design. Design is where you create the first screen. The blocks is for the coding. But today's class you can see another part is called as canvas. So I'll introduce what is canvas. So today's class is mainly started with your design as well as canvas. Next class we'll see with the blocks because it's a big project. So I don't want to be confused in all in one. So I'm splitting up the class over here. So first, let me show how does this work. I'm going to the live test. Let me decrease the size now. Otherwise, it will not be decreased clearly. So here you can observe here there is a planet. So there is an instruction saying click on the planet to change the planet. Same for the object. So here you can see what is the gravity of the Mercury. This is the gravitational pull of each of the planet and speed of the object which drops on the planet. So that means with your gravity, with respect to that planet gravity, you're calculating the speed. Okay. So you are getting a physics inside it. You're calculating a speed with respect to the gravity of that planet. So here Mercury. So let me see whether with different planet what will be the speed. So I'll simply have to click on the planet over here. So it has changed to Venus. The image has changed and you can see gravity is also changed as well as the speed. So now Earth, that Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So once we are done with Neptune, again when I click, I have to come back to the Mercury. So it's a continuous circle which is going. And then I have some of the objects. So these objects are your random objects which I have placed on. It is not with the order. It's only the planets which comes in an order. So what happens, say for example, this I have to drop it on Mercury. Click on start, you can see the object is dropping down. So once it has reached touched the planet, it stops. Once I say reset, it goes on top of it. So I can change the planet as well as the object here. And I say start, you'll be able to see it is falling down. So on Earth, this object which has to reach on this height would be 443 at the speed. So now we will see how is this done. So you may be thinking, what is the use of this learning this? I'll tell you what is the benefits of this. You're learning, as I said, you're learning canvas. What is that canvas? The first thing. The canvas is nothing but an plain area, which you can think of a plain A4 size sheet also. So what is the use of A4 size sheet? Such a huge benefit, right? It's a empty paper. You can do as much as you want. The same thing is a canvas. So what is a canvas? Is an empty sheet where you can put images, videos, play it. You can see the image is dropping down. So in the coding, when you have to make an image drop down, it's so tough. But in canvas, it's very easy and you can do it. Even just on a simple screen, I cannot do the object falling down. No, we may not get the options. But in this canvas, you can make the motion, that is movements for your images and create a video and everything. So by this, you could have got an idea for a car racing game, which we have done in our game lab. Sorry, we have done where you move your cars, objects and everything. So in your canvas, even in your Thunkable, you can create a car racing game. Okay. So what is the use? In your Codewaji, you cannot publish it. Even you have completed that, you cannot send it to others in your Play Store. But in Thunkable, once you create, you can send it to others. Many people can play it and use your application. Okay. Okay. Coming back. So how is it created? First, you should be having some of the labels and the buttons. Okay. Previous time with the health app, I had used an user interface. That means wherever I take a label and place it, that label will be placed exactly there. Okay. That is an use of it. But over here, we are not using it. We are using rows and columns. So when I have to place one below the other or one beside the other, I will have to use rows and columns in place. Okay. This is a systematic doing of your design. So first thing is the screen. Then I have a label. So how do I do? On my components, I'll have to search for a label. So once I get a label, I'll be placing onto the top of the screen. So here, uh, as soon as you, okay, I'll just show you. Once I create a new screen, as I said, we are not using user interface. So it's tough for us. So say, for example, on my new screen, I'm placing a label. You will be able to see the label, but I'll show you where it is. Please. You see, the label on the screen is placed in the center, but which I explained you on screen one, which I explained you on screen one, here the label is on top. How do I make my label on top? Or say where it has to be placed? Say, for example, I need it on bottom, or I need it on top, or the left, or right. How will I say that? That is what is the properties come into picture. So what happens in my properties when I place this label in my properties, I have to make sure I fit it. I have to say what is the text is required. And over here, I have an option called height and width. So I have to say fill fit content. Fit content is according to the content. What is the content I have? The label gets that size. That is for your height and the same thing for your width. So if I don't use this, it will be like the label will be very small. Your content is big and you cannot see inside the label. You cannot see the complete text. So in such case, you have to use fit content. Okay. So that is that. And next, as said, if you have to display onto the screen on top, first I have to make my screen property in such a way that the labels or whatever it is, it has been arranged in the top manner. See this vertical arrangement and horizontal arrangement I have center. So once it is in center, whatever you place it up, it will be in center. As you put your label, components, everything, it goes up. Okay, because it cannot fit, right? It will go up. Next, we have an other label. For this, you can observe here, we have level wise. What is level wise? Or this, first this is a label. You can see here, there is an arrow mark. What is the arrow mark indicates is one inside the other. So what is happening? I have a label here. Down to it, I can give one label, but it's not one label. There are three labels here. One is the gravity of the label, planet name, which gives because the planet name is also changing. Another label to show the gravity of that respective label. So I have three labels here. So when I have to place a three label next to the next to the next, that is beside in an horizontal manner, you need a row. Okay, column as well as a row. So first I'm saying in my column, I'm creating a row which has this label, gravity label. Okay, then I have another row which has two labels. One is the label saying the speed of the object towards the planet. Another label is to show the calculated speed. Then I have another row which gives me the start and reset button. Okay. Next, once you're done with this, that means this all is done. Next, I have a canvas. Okay. So what is canvas? As I said, it's a white screen. So I can search it for the canvas. So here I'm placing it on the screen. So there is a difference for placing the object onto the screen and placing an object onto the canvas. So what is the difference is canvas as a stage. What is a stage? Stage is nothing but like how we have for stage performances, right? Like that canvas have a stage where you can do multiple things. Okay. So in this, what I have to place? I have to place an option called sprite type 1. So what is this sprite type 1? Here, how are you doing is once you create a stage that is on the canvas, you will get an option called add sprite type. So you'll have to click on this. So one more type will be created. But how are you placing so many objects? You would have seen when I click on the object is changing. So how am I placing? I'll have to put an list over here. So I'll have to search for a page. Say for example, I'm putting and page it. And I say, okay. You see, this has been added in my list. So this is how you put it. And what should be the height and width of the image? And which angle opacity is the contraction, how much it should be visible for you. And bounce, if it has to bounce, you can give those values. And you have many values. Pass through, that means on top of this, if something can pass through, then you say yes, through, otherwise no. Okay. So all those things are your properties. You can go through each of the property, try new things, so you'll understand more. So that is one of the sprite for the object. So that is sprite one. The next sprite is for the planets. So you may be asking, why do I need this many objects into one type? Because you cannot put many objects in different places. That is, different sprites means for the canvas to load, it will be very difficult. So when you can put so many things into one sprite, it will be easy. When you do want something, you can delete like this. So into my sprite type 2, I'm placing the 8 planets. So you may be asking, how can I get this images? Simple. You'll have to upload the image. So whichever image you want, download it from the online and upload it to your Thunkable. That's it. Normally, how do you upload the image? The same manner. Once you have done, the same portions goes on for the properties, and this completes your canvas design. 1 minute, it is loading slow. Okay, all right. So now coming back to this is a column which holds all your rows. All right. So how are you doing? Inside your column, you are placing the different rows. The first row is for this one. The second row will have two labels. Again, the third row will have two buttons. So then we have a canvas. So all the things are inside your column. All right. So this is how is the design created. So revising once again, we have a label which says click on this is an information. Click on the planet to change, same for the object. So as you click on the image of the planet or otherwise the object, it keeps on changing. So to give information how to work on this, we have to give information that is on this label. Then one row is for giving the gravitational details with respect to the planets, and one row is to give the speed of the object which is traveling towards the planet with respect to the gravity which is there, and then another row for the start and reset, and next we have the canvas. All right, so this is the design which comes up with your app for the gravitation. Okay, hope everyone enjoyed it. Next class we will see how is the blocks coming into the picture. Hari Om. Shri Guru Namaha.